Ese amor llega así, esta manera, no tiene la culpa. Caballo le dan sabana, porque es muy despreciado, por eso no te perdono llorar. Ese amor llega así, esta manera, no tiene la culpa. Amor de compra y venta, amor del pasado. Ven, Belén, ven, Belén, ven, Belén, ven, ven, Belén, ven, Belén. Bamboleo, bambolea, porque mi vida yo la prefiero vivir así. Bamboleo, bambolea, porque mi vida yo la prefiero vivir así. No te da perdón de Dios. Tú eres mi vida, la fortuna del destino. El destino te desaparado. Lo mismo ya callé, lo mismo soy yo. No te encuentro lavando. Eres posible, no te encuentro de verdad. Por eso un día no cuento así de nada. Lo mismo ya callé, lo pienso en ti. Bambolea, bambolea, porque mi vida yo la prefiero vivir así. Bambolea, bambolea, porque mi vida yo la prefiero vivir así. Yo la prefiero vivir así. Bambolea, bambolea, porque mi vida yo la prefiero vivir así. Bambolea, bambolea, porque mi vida yo la prefiero vivir así. Bambolea, bambolea, porque mi vida yo la prefiero vivir así. Bambolea, bambolea, porque mi vida yo la prefiero vivir así. Bambolea, bambolea, porque mi vida yo la prefiero vivir así.
It's lunchtime and the Brooklyn Cafe is open for business. Live from the Amp Media Studios, Dawn and Freddie S. and their team are ready to serve up a huge portion of fun for lunch with friends and neighbors. So let's break open that lunch pail and unwrap that sandwich you brought and take a front row seat in the Brooklyn Cafe and get ready to enjoy some humor and hot topics. It's time to get a healthy serving of hope and happiness to help your day go by with a smile. Your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S., are ready to talk about food, health, dating, or just plain dream making. If you have a story to share, movie review, restaurant critique, or just a coincidental thing that happened to you, call in toll free 888-994-4995, Studio A right now. Sit back and enjoy your lunch break at the Brooklyn Cafe. Here are your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S.
Welcome to the Brooklyn Cafe on a beautiful Monday morning as we start.
Marketing
tomorrow.
Monday.
What?
Marketing Monday.
August.
August 1st.
Marketing Monday. Well, you're all over the place. Did you like that beat that they just played?
Gypsy Nation, you gotta love it.
That song reminded me yesterday of being on the beach, drinking and dancing. And it's funny because when you played that song, you played the Gypsy Kings, Gypsy Nation on the beach in Delray. Everybody gets up to dance. Even you.
Even me.
Everywhere you go, the gypsy in you comes out.
I know. It's a beautiful thing, isn't it?
She's a gypsy too.
Sally?
Yep. Arizona's a gypsy. I think Curly's a gypsy. There are more gypsies in the world that they don't even know they're gypsies. Steve is a gypsy?
Till you find out.
Might be.
A little bit, maybe.
Little bit,
No,
little
there
bit.
ain't no such thing as a little gypsy. You either in or you out. You a gypsy
I
or
got
you're
the
not.
gypsy rhythm in me.
Do you?
I'm Baleo.
Were you a heavy partier? Were you a heavy partier?
Not really.
No, never.
A little bit.
Look how nice and relaxed. He's on like vacation today.
I'm surprised you're not cruising. Are you going on a cruise tomorrow?
No, we're going to Michigan tomorrow.
See,
Only for 2 days.
Family thing.
that's
He's like
really
Vacation Steve. He's in the Vacation Steve mode.
cool. Steve is-
Always am. It's what I talk about every day when I go to work, too.
Staying in the vacation mode?
Yeah.
Now tomorrow is family or is it business?
Tomorrow's family. Then on the 7th is business. I go away till the 12th. Pittsburgh, of all places.
Well, Pittsburgh is a nice town.
Isn't that where the office took place? Oh, no, that was in Scranton,
Ohio.
Pennsylvania.
That too.
Geography's not my thing.
That too. Pittsburgh is a nice town.
Yeah.
Nice people.
Then there'll be Manchester, New Hampshire.
Am I plugged in?
No, you're good, Don.
Are you plugged
Am I
in, Freddie?
plugged in? Am
No.
I?
I don't know. Are you? Yes.
Yeah.
They're going to check you out and see if they hear you or not.
Can you hear me?
You hear them? They're checking. I'm going to keep talking. It's all about mindset. Talk. Yes, we hear you. There you
I
are.
think they hear me very well.
It's all about mindset. I had this appointment this morning. I have to go for lab work, 8:30 in the morning. And every time I go to this lab, the woman is so nice. Incredibly nice. Walk in, there's never anybody there. I don't want to tell you where it is because you're all going to go there. And the next time I got to
It's right down
go,
the street.
there's going to be a line of people. You know, I was at another lab. Remember, I talked to you, and there were like 6 people out the door waiting in the rain. And I'm like, not going back there anymore. I said to her, why are you always so nice? How are you so happy on a Monday morning? And she said, because I've got a great life. I said, yeah, but it goes to your mindset. What do you think about? She says, think about it. You've got a great life. We've all got a great life. What is there not to be happy about? I said, did something happen in your life? Did it change your outlook on things? She said, listen, we could all use more money, right? We think that's going to make a great life. She said, but when she was in her 20s, she lost a lot of dear friends, tragically. And she realized that you got to celebrate life because life's short and you have a lot to be happy
Why are
for.
you so grumpy?
I'm telling you what she said, how to start a Monday morning about being happy and having a great life. And she
You
says,
don't ask
everybody,
people, why are you so happy? It's not something you ask.
I don't ask you that.
You better not.
I know, because you're not.
But what kind of day is that? Excuse me, Curly, why are you so happy? What makes you
I
so
said
happy?
how,
No,
not
you
why, I said how.
How?
You're
How are
going
you-
in. I give her my insurance card and 2 prescriptions. Like you're thinking this is like not a good way to start a Monday morning. Nicest lady.
That's normal.
No.
That's life.
Where?
Everywhere, except in your
Except in
world.
your world.
No, except in your world.
No.
My world, I work at the
You
happiness.
fight. You're at the man fighting. They got the Ken fighting thing that you do.
No, I don't want to talk about the Barbie movie. I don't want to talk about
The
that.
Ken fighting.
Sorry.
It's all about mindset. Like Steve's on vacation, Steve, today. He's like, he's always happy.
He's always on
That's what he
vacation,
said.
Steve.
Always.
He
He's
wasn't
always-
too happy today because I was really grumpy, and I'm not usually grumpy, wasn't I?
Well, yes, but we got you out of it.
But why are you grumpy? How are you going to
Just
be?
one of those days. I was feeling. I'm usually very positive, but I decided I was going to be negative this morning. But
was
I'm
feeling
positive
me.
now.
You picked to be negative. You're like grumpy
Not
over here.
really.
Me neither. I was hungover.
We heard.
You get sick and then you just bury it in the sand.
I hope no one walks over.
Thank you
it.
very much. Imagine.
If it's in a hole, it doesn't matter. It's
It might,
covered.
because sometimes you can sink in the hole.
Thank
with
you.
the tide.
No, they fill it with
The
sand.
dog may dig it up.
The dog is not going to dig it up. The stuff gets absorbed by the sand.
Oh my God.
It's like going to the water. You ever go to the water and somebody's doing number one in the ocean?
I think
right?
that's like the Puerto
Very
Rican
typical.
way. I don't know.
That's the Puerto Rican bathroom. When nobody's ever not gone, come on, everybody, at least once you went in the ocean.
Not
Had to.
Ramin. She's never even heard of such a thing. She's horrified by the whole morning show conversation. of
Never,
that.
not once.
Traumatized.
Never, not once, ever. What do you get up and?
thought people, go to the bathroom.
But where? There's no bathrooms on the beach.
That's why you only go to the beach where there's a bathroom.
You've just never looked, Fred.
Hold
That's
it. Yeah,
not a
of
good
course not.
thing.
Why? I got a whole ocean. Is there a bathroom on the beach?
Not on the beach. That's why I only go to beaches that have bathrooms. That's why I don't go where you go. Because then you got to get out, walk across the sand, cross Federal Highway to find a public bathroom where it's 110 degrees inside.
Oh, yeah. They have one. I ain't going that far.
Exactly. Why
Yeah,
I'm on
that's
that
about a
beach.
10-minute walk.
At least.
Across the hot sand.
Exactly.
You make a hole.
And there you have it, Royce.
Make a hole.
Just in case they're looking for clips. Royce's the clip person. She's our clip editor.
But you can't hold it against me. I know that everybody goes in the ocean. I know it for a fact.
Ramina's just traumatized.
You heard it here first on the Brooklyn Cafe.
You guys never went into, not that you're going to admit to it, but you've never been in the ocean a little pee-pee?
I have no idea what you're talking
Certainly
about.
not as an adult.
See that?
Not as an adult. It comes with age restrictions. You guys have never ever gone to the beach in the ocean?
It's funny.
Come on.
I do.
You did not?
Grace has.
You have?
Yeah.
You're the only honest woman in this place.
I'm not walking to the bathroom. No way.
Have you?
Yeah. I
Have you,
felt
Carly?
gross about it, but I did it.
You did it.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, let us
I've been
ask
watching an
Miss
attorney program.
Proper.
I do not, on grounds it might incriminate me, I am not going to give an
So you
answer.
won at least once. I know you.
I don't remember.
Steve put age
That's a yes.
limitations.
Hey, Steve says when I
Not
was
as an adult.
younger, maybe 11.
So when you had a planning meeting before the show today, this was a topic you were going to discuss, peeing in the ocean.
No.
You'd almost think you and I almost scripted anything.
No, Dawn was actually asking what kind of weekend I had. And I had a little bit too much flamboyesa. And what happens is when you drink and you're in the sun, you got to go. And if you think I was going to walk all the way to I don't know where, now I'm probably going to be a wanted man on the beach. Hey, there's that guy.
I'm hoping your son isn't watching this show today.
He is.
He's horrified right now.
No, he is
Freddie's
watching.
just dying, I bet you.
He's
Was he
laughing.
in the water with him yesterday?
Of course. He says to me, boy, it's very warm over here. He looked at me and says, you didn't. I said, of course I did. He says, oh, okay.
You and your son together, forget it. You and Freddie,
He's
like
funny.
you. He is hilarious.
He's a funny. I tell him he should do stand-up. He is funny.
He likes to have fun. Do the boys like that?
The boys are exactly the same. They brought out this big paddle board for 4 people. It's like a surf thing with that. To put the kids on there because that wrecking boy, that kid is heavy.
His name's Brecken. Or you can call him Reckon.
It's Rowan and Brecken. I get wrecking.
Yeah, I
Because they
reckon.
wreck everything.
I reckon you're correct.
I couldn't hold them. And you know, since I was a little drinking,
They don't want Grandpa to hold
they
them.
didn't want me to. No, they wanted to be all over me is the problem. I'm like, guys, I'm not the most stable guy, right?
How do you
Make a hole.
make a hole? Reckon. I like that name. He's kind of like Reckon. He's like, "Rrr."
He's a wrecking. So you go to the beach. You guys go to the beach. You go, do you sit under an umbrella
Have
yes.
to.
You have
or
to.
do you stay in the sun?
Have to sit under.
Well, I lived in
umbrella.
St. Martin for 2 years.
You
I was on
did?
the- Yeah, I worked in St. Martin.
You learn
Had
more
to-
about
So,
this lady
so what
every
does that
day.
mean? You sit under the
Well, I
umbrella?
had to work, but we finished work till 2:30. Yeah, we sat on an umbrella.
So when you go to the beach today, not 2
Wait,
years
she
ago.
finished work at St. Martin every day at 2:30. So at 2:31, she was at the beach every day.
Absolutely, yeah.
What a job.
Okay, let's speed up to today.
So she sat under an umbrella.
Do you always sit under an umbrella or do you sit in the open?
No, not really.
It's really
Really?
necessary
tan.
because of the skin things and everything.
Yeah, I can't take that at all either.
Did you sit under an umbrella?
Of
No,
course.
you were in the ocean.
No, I sat under an umbrella until
What do
I
you
go
do
to
with
the
your
ocean.
head? Do you cover it?
Yeah, I get this hat that's the size, it covers my shoulders and everything. It's like the biggest beach hat.
Is it bigger than Josh's hat on Fridays?
Yeah, big hat. I have a picture, I'll show you. So I go in the ocean. So you guys sit under an umbrella and you entertain yourself with a little drinky.
No, I just sat on the beach there and went in the water when I needed to go to the bathroom. I'm just kidding.
I know you have.
But I'm bummed.
So do you drink on the beach when it's hot and humid?
Well,
do you
no,
drink?
because I was with all the people I was working with, and you know.
I'm not talking about 2 years ago. You didn't go to the beach in 2 years?
Well, we tried to go to the beach.
Yeah. And what happened?
And
Where do we
on
go?
the bus to the beach from the cruise ship, I got hit in the face with a 2-liter bottle of
In St.
windshield
Martin.
washer fluid in St. Martin.
We were visiting.
So you, wait a minute. Somebody hit you in the face with a windshield
Well, not
washer
somebody.
fluid?
There was an unsecured bottle of windshield washer fluid on the rack on top.
Oh, and that came down and hit you.
And I was sitting there minding my own business, and boom, right in the face.
So you guys have never been to the beach
I'm
except for
thinking that was
this?
Alda sending you a message. Did you get one?
So he's telling me, don't sit on that seat.
Put Steve
So
there.
wait a minute.
We sat around the pool that many cruise ships.
Okay, so you do the pools, but you don't do the ocean.
Well, not since he's seen the sharks. He's not going near it.
You seen the what?
Sharks.
What shark?
In the
They
ocean.
was on the news today. They're biting everybody.
Yeah, nothing good
No,
ever
they're not
happens
real.
to me when I
In
go
Delray?
in the ocean.
In Florida.
All right, so nothing good happens to him in the ocean.
I
then he gets hit in the head with the
step on
windshield
something.
fluid.
One time, I went in the ocean and I stepped on a sea urchin. And
Do you
got
wear
all
shoes in the ocean?
Well, I do now.
Water shoes. Gotta wear water shoes, because
I do now.
there's all sorts of stuff living down there.
because went to a podiatrist who spent 2 hours painstakingly taking every little prick of,
Urchin.
They're like
Urchin.
porcupines, right? They've got all
Yeah.
these quills.
Yep,
You stepped on it?
I stepped on it.
Anybody ever step on anything in the ocean like that? Anybody?
Ever step? What's the ones the man of wars that you're not supposed? Those blue jellyfish. And that's when you're supposed to pee in the ocean. Is when you step on those.
No, people. I
Right?
got
You
stung
pee
by
on the person.
jellyfish. And all these guys
Did they pee on you?
lined up to pee on me.
Thank you very much. And
And
then
I
you
said-
dug them a hole.
No, I told him, excuse me, only females pee on me, no guys. I don't want guys peeing on me. What's
I
the
don't
matter
know
with
how
you?
this conversation has to do with
But it's
urination.
true. They lined up and says, we're supposed to pee on you. The lifeguard tells me. Because I was all stung up. I said,
Did it work?
I said, you pee on me, I'm going to cut it off and make you a
You should have them all circle around you and all do it at once.
And that is brought to you by Josh. Thank you, Josh. Thank you for helping me. No. Yeah, they're supposed to pee on you. You ever get stung by a jellyfish?
No.
Do you ever go in the water?
Yes. But when I go
What
to
do
the
you
beach,
wear when you go in the water? You have like a big fluffy hat and
No, like a baseball hat and my bathing suit.
you have floppies?
But when I go to the beach, it's different than when you go to the beach.
You
I go
have
to-
a whole cabana.
I go to the beach like my lineage. I need an umbrella. I need the chairs. I need
relate.
a cabana. I need
You rent the blue stuff?
yes.
And it has AC in your cabana?
No AC. But then it needs, then it comes this like wait service, and then the bathroom is not too far away. I can't go to the beach where I got to bring my own chair
would love
and bring
to-
an umbrella
I'd
and
like
not
to
have
be
a
standing
bathroom.
next to you whenever we have an emergency. I can't do that. I need a
I'm
bathroom.
taking Zora with me in an emergency. I got first aid.
Dawn, I'll come to the beach with you because that's how I like to go to the
Thank
beach.
You guys ever rough it? You ever go camping? You
I
gotta rough
did
it?
once.
Once.
I went to Spanish River Park. That was roughing it. They left me in the dark, and Chuck went and took the kids and left me there by myself with a tent.
Oy.
And I was only at Spanish River Park. I never did that again.
Why did he leave?
I don't know. He had to go let somebody in the gate. I don't even know.
At the house?
No, at the park. They closed the park. That was the time when they did it used to be called Indian Princess and Indian Guides. That was before we were so politically correct through the YMCA that they took out that word.
By roughing it, I went into the wilderness and I had to chop wood down for fire. I mean, that kind of rough. Not this.
That's why Sally and I have this lineage,
Yeah.
and you have that lineage.
And my viewpoint on camping is that I work so hard to earn a living so that I don't have to pretend to be homeless on the weekend.
Actually, I was invited camping, and the first thing I asked is, where do I plug my hairdryer in? And they said nowhere, and I never
My
went.
sister, you sound
That's
like my
why they've got
sister.
glamping now, 100%.
Do you guys go camping?
I do, but I haven't been recently.
When you went camping, did you plug your hairdryer in?
No,
or-
I didn't bring one.
Or
There
did you
is
rough
no
it?
electricity.
roughed
That
it.
turned me off.
Now, that said, when I was a kid, I was a Boy Scout. I was an Eagle Scout, camped quite a bit, and liked it. But you outgrow certain things.
Didn't you work
Like
at an
peeing in the
all-girls-
ocean.
You worked at an all-girls camp or something?
Oh yeah, that was my favorite summer of my life. When I was 16, I was a waiter at an all-girls camp in Pittsfield, Massachusetts.
Wow.
Yep.
And they're still calling him.
The girls are still calling
I
him.
bet they are.
You were 16, and the camp was all ages.
Yeah, it was a camp and a summer school, so they had girls from all ages up to about 17 or 18.
All right, so let me ask you a question. You go camping, I'm going to put you on a raft, not a canoe, because that's a different type of, that's dangerous. You go rafting, you have your cooler in there, maybe you tie up 5 or 6 rafts, right? This is typical. And you have to go to the bathroom.
You in the bathroom.
I just want to know, what do you do?
Certainly not.
You got to
in
jump in the
raft.
ocean and go to the bathroom.
You jump in the
Jump in the water and go.
And you go.
So away from everybody else, at least you go.
Well, it doesn't matter. It depends on how rough the current is.
Here's the thing: being a guy in these situations is a whole lot easier.
Girls ain't no different.
They have other issues. They
No,
got
they
other
don't.
things.
Water's water, cleans everything. It's whoo, gone.
Girls are like, no, they know it's just
No?
different. No.
You have to find a tree? Is that what you're telling me? You need a tree. We gotta pull over because I need a tree.
There are
No,
times when
you
you
jump
really
in the
just
water.
need a bathroom.
What?
There are times that you just really need a bathroom.
Listen, when I was their age, they used to stop on I-95 in New Jersey, and they used to go by the side of the car. So big traffic, right? Or no traffic, and they pull over, and they had a towel, and they will go to the bathroom right there. I mean, you gotta go. What are you gonna do?
Please excuse me, I need to use the bathroom.
Well, don't do it there.
I'll dig your hole.
Let's talk about the bathroom.
The power of suggestion. On that note, we're going to take a commercial break. More to come. We're going
You're
to
about
talk
to find out if we're going on a highway.
I've never
Maybe the
gone on
next
the
segment
highway.
will
I
be
got
more
it.
intellectual.
And they thought they were coming to an intellectual show.
We are.
We
we
never
are.
promise an
It is
intellectual
the finer
show.
things in life.
And we wonder if the aliens walk among us.
First of all, aliens, how do they go to
Do
the
they go to the bathroom? Do they have the same things we got?
Yes.
Tune into my show. and
Barbie
we'll find
doesn't.
out.
Barbie and Ken don't have genitalia, so I wonder if aliens do.
Did you guys watch the Barbie movie?
No.
No.
No, we went
saw
to see Oppenheimer.
How'd you
Oh
like that?
my God.
Go see Barbie so
No,
that
thank
your
Can't
whole
see Barbie after watching Oppenheimer?
Yeah, you can.
They have no genitalia, right?
No.
Who, the
Barbie?
aliens?
Barbie and Ken.
Oh, I thought you
Right.
meant the aliens. They do.
And
Right,
they-
Royce? None?
None.
None of them.
None of them have
And they say it in the movie.
That's what I
We
heard.
don't have any.
Oh,
But
Barbie, I don't
but
know.
how they ended the movie is a whole conflicting thing because
They don't have
I'm not
genitalia.
gonna-
I'm pretty sure Margot Robbie has genitalia.
They she became human. Is that what happened? I missed that whole thing.
It's like she became human.
Say in the real world, she became human.
It's like Little Mermaid. She got feet and legs and no more tail.
I am so confused.
You got to take your grandkids. They'll fill you in, pop up.
No, I'm not taking them to see that movie.
All right, more to come. We're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we're going to hear Sally and Steve's rendition of Oppenheimer. We're going to talk about Marketing Monday, the power of suggestion. Now, everyone's going to be digging a hole. I bet they're all writing in about digging a hole. now.
Power of marketing. Dig a hole.
More to come. We'll be right back.
Do you have an idea for a show or a podcast? Do you want the opportunity to be on TV? Ant Media Productions is partnered with True Oldies Real Radio Station and powered by many online platforms such as Roku, Facebook, YouTube, and even Amazon Fire to help amplify your impact. Do you want your voice to reach a wide audience? Call us today at 866-224-5422.
There is no way to ignore it. You hear it on the news, online, from your friends and family. What happened to my money? Whether it got hit by falling stocks and bonds, with the coronavirus, shrunk by a floundering 401k with low interest rates, and is riding the extreme ups and downs of the stock market with political elections. Many Americans are worried about their money and how they're going to retire. Help protect your financial future now and call J.D. Mellberg for your complimentary book from a leading financial firm that shows you ways not to run out of money whether the market goes up or down. This free book reveals little-known truths about annuity strategies in simple-to-understand terms that can protect your money for a lifetime. As a bonus, we'll also throw in a free annuity rate report summarizing the rates and benefits of annuities from hundreds of top-rated insurers, helping you to find ways to get up to 33% more income in retirement. That's right. 2 books, both absolutely free, for calling J.D. Mellberg. Help protect your financial future.
Call 877-643-3015.
Le Sorel Restaurant, home of the authentic Italian tradition, offers a large menu that consists of seafood, steak, homemade pasta, brick oven pizza, and homemade desserts including a wide wine selection. We also have the best bar in Boca Raton with delicious cocktails, homemade limoncello, cappuccino, Italian espresso, brandy, and other specialties, open every day with a lunch and dinner menu. For more information or to make a reservation, contact lesorelrestaurant.com or call 561-235-5444. 5301.
South Florida's Good Time Oldies. Now, Boca and Delray Beach have their own oldie station. Catch us on 95.3 FM. It's the greatest rock and roll hits of the 60s and 70s. On South Florida's Good Time Oldies, 95.3 FM.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
The moon, the stars, the sky. Come on closer, baby, let the lights go out. Yeah. We fall and then we rise. No more alibis, I wanna hug now. Yeah. Falling to the fire, baby, we could ride the night. Yeah. I'ma show you, or we could shine the light. Yeah. Lift your hands, free your mind and mind combine and float up to the higher. It's okay. It's okay. Close your eyes, baby, let me show you your love. Come on, baby, let me get you close to your love. Your love. Your love. Your love. Your love. Your love. Walk a straight line, how many fingers? An ecstasy, fragrance lingers. Yeah. And those endless conversations, and you feel it floating now. I finally got you, and I'll follow you into the fire. Maybe we could ride the night, yeah. I'ma show you, or we could shine the light, yeah. Lift your hands, free your mind and mind combine and float up to the higher. It's okay. It's okay. Close your eyes, baby, let me show you your love. Your love. Come on, baby, let me get you close to your love. Your love. Your love. Your love. Your love. Your love. Hold me up, 'cause you never wanna drop me, not me. Got the key, dancing to unlock me. Side to side, know my fingers don't faze me. Crazy to say, but nothing gonna stop me. You're talking to get you. I ain't playing with you. I ain't playing with you. You should say what you say. Oh, come on, get it on now. Come on, get it on now. Close your eyes, baby, let me show you your love. Your love. Come on, baby, let me get you close to your love. Your love. Close your eyes, baby, let me show you your love. Your love. Come on, baby, let me get you close to your love. Your love. Show you, let me show you your love. Your love.
Oops. Welcome back.
Fall off your chair?
No, they go home.
All right, we're going to talk some marketing strategies. I was in the middle of this marketing meeting. You came in and said, it's 12 o'clock, and I decided let's talk about what we do here for marketing, because we do more than the cafe. At our studios, at Amp Production Studios, we do marketing campaigns, we do social media, we do commercial creation. We now have bigger venues to create events and bring streaming and pay-per-view to your event, to the public, to the worldwide. So we're talking about some marketing ideas, and I said, let's make today Marketing Monday.
It's a good idea.
Because, you know, in summer, we always talk. You and I have always pushed through summer, sometimes harder than we ever do during the year, because during the years when we're bringing all these things to fruition, that we've put all these seeds planted for the summer. And then people retreat, and everyone goes away for the summer, and they stop working. We never stop working in the summer. We actually push harder to stay afloat and for more visibility. And we've got this great marketing crew now. We never know what semester we're going to get, who we're going to have, but now we have this phenomenal marketing crew with great ideas. I've got some weird alien music playing it in the background.
What the hell was that?
You heard that, right?
Yeah.
So I thought, let's bring the
Sally
girls
must be in
on.
the house.
Let's bring Elisa and Grace on our marketing team, and they're bringing Royce in because Royce is going to help facilitate the vision of what we're doing. So welcome, ladies.
Hi, thank you.
I think Grace is still Grace, and Freddie calls Elisa Curly. So just to give everyone a sense of where we're at with this.
She's Amazing Grace.
Amazing Grace.
Oh, is that my nickname? I was saying I don't have a nickname yet.
Amazing
And there
Grace.
you have it. Well, Grace, give us some background onto what your vision is of marketing. Why is marketing so important?
So, marketing is really important because, like, you can have a great product, and by products, like the show and all of the businesses that we advertise here, like, you can have a great product, but if it's not reaching who you want it to reach, it's not going to do what you really need it to do. So we really need to, like, put our products and our shows out to who we want to see them so that they can interact with them and understand that there is value in what we're doing, and not just this is here, but just really to let them know how we're going to do it and how we can help them.
All right,
as
so
well.
how do we do it? Because it sounds great, right? We make a post and people put it out there, and Freddie is notorious for putting out tons of content. Even content that I think some people don't understand, like me, like Young Frankenstein you put out yesterday. I don't know if I ever saw the movie. I might have, but I think I was like 6.
It was hilarious.
Only if you understood it.
You gotta see the movie.
So again,
Steve did one too.
Steve did one too.
Great cult movie.
See,
It
so
was.
again, it's reaching the right audience is what the key
But
is.
the question was, if somebody did, I didn't post that, I reposted. It says, do you remember a line in that movie? That line was full of one-liners. It was incredible.
But if you sent that out to a room of preschool teachers, it wouldn't hit.
But I'm not sending it out
But
to
our demographic, but you sent it to our people and it made sense.
Dig a hole.
Which is why I'm asking Grace. So how do you target your market audience? Not everyone is your market audience.
Yeah, definitely. You have to figure out who will like what you're putting out and figuring out what they use to find their media. So every demographic uses a different kind of platform, whether it be going from printed news to TikTok and magazines. Everybody finds their media differently. So you have to figure out who you want to talk to and how to best reach them. So we have our TikTok, what Royce is doing today, and then we have our Facebook and reaching all the demographics. That sort of way, and figuring out who wants to see what and how, and answering all the questions.
But let me ask a question. On delivery, number one, there's a lot of different ingredients on delivery. Who's saying what? Like, nobody expects you to talk about Young Frankenstein. I mean, the line I remember was, what a great set of knockers, the door. It was a door. He was looking at the door,
Again,
right?
equally offensive to
But
everyone.
it's not offensive. He was looking at a door. It had these big knockers on it. That's what they're called.
I remember that.
And he was helping her off the carriage, and he looks over his shoulder and says, my God, you have big knockers. What a bunch of big knockers. But it wasn't her he was talking about.
The door, right.
It was the door. And then he had one loose eye. It was hilarious. That's what I remember on that movie.
Marty Feldman.
Marty
Yeah.
Feldman.
Now, will I get away with saying that? Probably. You won't.
No.
Sally wouldn't. Steve would. Steve would, he'll get away with it.
We would expect you to.
See that?
But the delivery, one ingredient, who's saying what? If J-Lo tells you to use ashwagandha,
Yeah.
she's going to sell it, and you're going to do it because of the trust factor. There's a lot of different pieces on the things that you guys are teaching us that go with what you're teaching, yes?
Most definitely, yeah. It's a lot of moving parts and trying to figure out the best way to combine them all. Sorry to cut you off.
Oh no,
And you guys were telling me there's this famous guy on TikTok, and they say he's a little he borderline offensive, kind of like digging a hole and peeing in the ocean. Or like, kind of like Freddie. So you could go viral on what you say with the right placement.
Now you're classifying me as offensive.
This guy's a little worse than Freddie, but
like Fred, like take your humor at times about like what, like 10, 20
thousand.
Yeah. So like put you on steroids. That's this dude.
But he's all over social media.
Yeah.
Okay, but the difference between saying something offensive and saying something funny, two different worlds, yes?
Yeah.
That's all. I mean, digging a hole could mean a lot of different things.
Yes, but if they take that content, which is what Royce is going to start doing because she analyzes every show, she's going to clip that content, and then the girls, the proof is where they placement, right? It's placement is what it's all about, timing and placement and the target audience and what crisscrosses. Now, you and I don't have time to do that. Sally certainly doesn't have time to do that.
No, but I need someone to do it for me.
Exactly.
And to be successful, you got to do it, yes?
Yeah.
It's the only way to success is by getting this accomplished.
And the consistency of it. And like you can't just post one and hope it goes viral. You have to do multiple and just keep doing it over and over again until something sticks.
Because like you can go viral and like you'll be like the talk of like the week, but if you don't have something that's equally as good or better, everyone's gonna forget you by the end of the month. So it's like oh yeah, like you're a has-been now. This happened, but they didn't do anything after. So like once you go viral once, you have to like keep up with that same thing that you posted.
So you have to keep up with your humor.
You know, my son tells me this every day. But I am proud to announce that the J.C. Dreesen program, the campaign that we did, and I could show you the numbers, on just Facebook, had over 92,000 hits.
Wow.
92,000 hits. Okay? But applaud yourselves because you created it. I took her stuff, I put it up there. I took their stuff, I put it up there over and over. And I noticed there are different times of the day that people are on social media. Some people are in the middle of the night. Some people are early in the morning, the afternoon. You have to bombard this thing over and over and over again. But 92,000 hits is a lot. I wish, like, what? And they send it to me and say, yo, keep up the good. I got a badge or something. I don't know.
I get a badge for workouts. You get a badge for
Social
posting.
media.
It's pretty good.
But I got to tell you, the TikTok stuff, they reduced the number of followers because Freddie apparently got finger crazy.
Instagram, yes.
Instagram, and I used to follow everybody because I do. But there's a right way, and then there's the other way of doing things, correct? Mm-hmm. So Sally's in here. She has her show. We want her show to be bigger, better, more beautiful, more bold.
Right.
So would the logical reasoning behind that be to do more Sally stuff on social media?
And I got a message to talk to you, right?
Yeah.
One of the shows, I was just saying to Steve,
That's
I'm
right.
sure there's a reason. And then all this came out. Can you see how that works?
Absolutely.
We were talking about, because you're from Washington and the D.C. area.
Yeah.
So, but there's a connection, you know, right away. Yeah.
No, that was crazy.
It's important that people understand it isn't about just doing a show. It's not about just selling a cake. You got to do more. Every day, it's a business. Every day, you have to put it out there. You want to be known. And Steve flies all over the country. And they keep him going at his age all over the country. He loves it. But if they didn't do that, they wouldn't be successful. Steve flying all over the country reminds us of when we put stuff on social media. JC's stuff.
Well, you rely very much on marketing, right, with what you do, Steve?
We do. We have marketing companies that send out a mail piece offering a premium to come and see us, and then we go to that area and we do presentations and interest them in our product. So we go to them.
I love that.
But that's an important piece. It's the face-to-face.
Yeah.
And that's what we were talking about. You can only do so much marketing, and then you have to do with the face-to-face interaction. You
Right.
can't close a deal on social media.
And I stand up in front of 6, 8, 10 couples at a time, and I do a PowerPoint presentation, And then we sit down and individually work with the couples that we present it to. And it's a system that has worked. I've been doing it since, for about 23 years now.
You must have a tremendous book of clients, a book of business.
Well, it doesn't work that way with us. With us, it's just we're not looking for repeat business. They join once, then we hand them off to the travel agency after we make them a part of our private travel agency.
That's just even more hard because it means you have to turn it over every time on the next visit.
Yeah, my group is responsible for getting the new business. And it's constant new business, new business, new business.
And Sally, that's exactly what we are in the business of, because we get a client and I said, okay, Dawn, you take care of the client, I'm gonna go get new business. And this is a constant turnover. Then the ladies come in here and they're being taught in school how to go out to do what we do. A little bit of Steve and a little bit of us is what the ladies have introduced me to, and I'm excited. I tell Curly all the time, take a crew, let's go, let's go, let's go. And then I have somebody back at home base telling us, okay, let's go in this direction and why. Senior homes, big market, big market for...
In our community, yes.
Well, this is Boca, this is the senior home capital of the world. So why aren't we doing something in that market?
Why don't you ask Grace and Elisa?
Well, I think that's kind of the plan, is to really tap into that, because there are so many nursing homes around here. Like, even we were talking about Seinfeld this morning, like the Del Boca Vista. Like, it's just like a hot spot for nursing homes.
It's true.
Yeah.
Everyone's Boca.
We're like a really famous spot for nursing homes, so I don't see why not. We create events and we have fun things. Why are we not tapping into it? And I think that's our next business venture, is really tapping into the nursing home market and trying to include them in as many activities as possible.
And they're talking about the importance of face-to-face, like Steve's doing, right? We can put out the marketing, and we can send an email, and you can even set up an initial phone call. But then to close the deal, or for them to understand, like she said, we're the two faces of the studio. And when you put a face to the conversation, it resonates more versus just an email or a phone call or a social media post. There needs to be that feel, that heart and soul to it. So they're going to actually head out on the road when Grace gets back and start doing some face-to-face marketing.
Have you ever stayed home and watched back to back either comedies or something on television, and you have like a program from X to X and you watch back-to-back shows? You ever done that? You ever stay home
Binge
and
watching?
Binge watching.
It's not even binge watching. Like, I used to watch Chico and the Man, and I used to watch All in the Family, because they played them one after the other.
It's like Hallmark Channel. You just watch the movies all day long. Yes.
But a constant program, a constant shows,
Yes.
like Arsenio Hall was on Channel 9. So when I think about us, when I see this, is I like to go back to back. Because it's not about being the face. There's a lot of good programming going on in here.
It's not that it's the face, it's for people to realize that there are people within this production company. Otherwise, it's just, like you said, you looked on Handshake. You didn't know it was one production company from another.
Yeah. Like, when it's just like AMP or just the Brooklyn Cafe, it doesn't really sit as well. Or like, at least when I applied, I was just like, okay, cool. And then after like coming in here and seeing it, I was like, okay, this is legit.
So we have to change our greeting card.
Yeah.
We have to change how we're putting it out there.
Because, like, especially now, there's so much media going on, and, like, digital media is such, like, a overloaded thing that, like, it's easy to get drowned out in it. So we really need to, like, stand out, and how, like what Dawn was saying, the face-to-face is what makes it real, because there's so much fake and, like, scams and stuff like that on the internet. So it's just standing out and, like, putting the home feeling and the people feeling behind what we do, which we have. We just don't. We need to effectively communicate with our clients.
It's like what Steve does. They send out the marketing material. Imagine if they sent you an email or an automated call to do what you do in person. It wouldn't be the same effect.
It wouldn't be the same.
Right?
Actually, what came... Oh, sorry, Steve, go ahead.
And we have a specific demographic that we're looking at, people from like 55 to 85, people with the time, the inclination, the funds to travel. And so then we get them in a room together, and we tell them what you're going to see is going to make sense. Then early on in the presentation, we tell them how much it's going to cost them, but then I spend 35 more minutes justifying the price with what I show them. And everybody appreciates that you're up front with the cost, and then you spend time logically telling them what it's going to get them and how they're going to benefit by it. And we close about 40% of the people that we sit in front of.
What do you think, Sally?
No, I was going to say, really, I've forgotten now. What you have here is great, as far as I suddenly see it. I'll just use me as an example. We can go into Facebook and put my show is coming out at what time or whatever. We're marketing that to many people, but the good thing about this is they can actually come into the studio. So it's similar to what Steve is doing in a way. Obviously it has to be local people, it's not going to go, but there are many, many people locally that could actually come in here, showing them that the product, I'm using me as a product, I'm not necessarily a product, but whatever you choose to put out there, anybody, they can actually come in and feel it and see it. I sold for many years, I was selling in sales, which it was more real estate, but it's the same thing. If they can touch it and feel it, doesn't matter what it is. An art, for instance. As you were saying that, I was just seeing all this.
Right, even in the world of social media, there still has to be some human contact in our business. Well, even think about doctors. You can't have a doctor, at some point the doctor has to put their hands on you to do an exam. You can only do so much via telehealth, right?
Yeah, telehealth. Hey, doc, how you doing? How you doing? My head hurts. Okay, thank you very much. Goodbye.
Well, there's some things that you can do to a certain degree, like you can market to a certain degree, but then you have to physically see them, right? It's that touch, the feel.
Be hands-on.
It's what makes
no
us
matter what it is,
human versus Barbie and
You
Ken.
are really somebody that is what they're talking about actually exists. That's what just came
And
to
you
me.
are your business. You know, you are the face of your business. You know your business better than anybody. So in your case, if somebody wants to ask a question, are they going to listen to the answer? And the only time they're going to listen to the answer is if they trust your perception, and their perception is to trust you enough to let you in. But this is true about everything. And in order for this thing to grow, we want to invite people in. And if they're not going to go in, then I want to start doing things on the outside.
Go to them, right?
And go to them,
Yeah,
exactly like
absolutely.
Steve does.
Absolutely.
And let's do production on the outside. That JC thing was not an accident. You know that we've done outside productions before.
Sure.
Just not like that. Now the next one is going to be even bigger than that, because we got the technology down and we got the hands to be able to do that stuff. But the object of the game is that you want to let people know that you have something you have that you want to show them and explain to them. But it's an everyday battle. So you have 1,000 people that come out to see you, and it's over, and you take applause and pictures, and you rest for a couple of days, and then you're right back at it.
Yeah, do it again. So I want to ask Elisa, you know Sally, you know what she brings. How would you, I don't give her whole marketing, but what do you think that we offer that could help Sally?
I would say our social media, because we have like a very good rhythm and flow of that. So I think that by putting her on social media more and her show specifically would really help her.
Now, do you think using the clips that we're going to do for the cafe would, because people, don't always have the attention span to watch an hour, but your demographic, right now we go to a younger demographic. When am I going to meet my significant other? Who's my spirit guide? What am I doing for my future, right? They're going to tune in enough that they can call and ask a question.
Actually, one of my larger audiences, because I can see it, especially where I have a lot of people on LinkedIn, is between 25 and 35 or 40. They are one of the largest audiences, actually. And it's male and female. It's not one dominating the other.
So her
It's
target
mixed.
market is broader.
Yeah, very.
So doing the clips that we want to do for the cafe for her work as well.
I think it would, yeah. Especially since you said that it's like 25 to 35.
Yes,
I believe
I was surprised by that.
Yeah,
Pleasantly surprised.
the 20s would be so easy to target. Because obviously, like, we're in our 20s. Like, I feel like they'd be easier to pinpoint.
Right.
The 30-year-olds would need, like, a little bit more work, sort of say, but it's still doable, definitely.
But on the flip side, I'm still getting the over 65s too. But
Yeah.
Because they're resonating with a different age demographic, whereas the 20s, they just want answers.
yeah, at different questions would, but I have a pretty broad. I can answer in any, whatever you ask me. Hopefully I can answer. So.
No, in your age, what do you think one of the most common things people want to ask a psychic or medium? Is it the UFOs? Is it their life path or everything?
You got it?
I would say probably their life path, like where they're going to end up in like 10 or 20 years. Just I feel like people like at our age, they feel stuck at like one point or another. So I feel like they would want to know like what's going to lie ahead of them.
Yeah, I would second that. Definitely like the post-grad, which is like 23, 24, 25.
Right.
They want to know like their careers, if they're like, did they pick the right degree? Are they in the right field? Are significant others? All that kind of stuff. Like, are they just on the right way?
You see, in my age group, I would ask you, where are the aliens?
Well, I was just going to say, if you've been listening to the news, I mean, and Russ called me
It's
this
everywhere.
morning. It's everywhere
Is he
now.
coming
I'm
in
doing my
today?
show this afternoon on UFOs because so many, including obviously the younger generation, because they're going to be here when they actually land. But it's very, very popular topic right now. Very popular.
And I think that the interesting aspect to the questions you ask is no longer do I think you grow up to be. Like, I want to be this, unless you're a doctor, a lawyer. Even the lawyers are beginning to change as well. I think that the object of the game is, what are you going to be? What kind of doctor? What kind of lawyer? What are you going to do with it? Because you still have to get clients to come and see you. I'm a doctor doesn't mean that people are going to run through the door, right?
Right, you still have to market yourself.
Everything has marketing. Some things are easier to market. I'm a doctor. Well, what does a doctor do? Who the hell knows? Nobody knows anymore. There's so many different fields of what you do. So marketing yourself, marketing what you do, that's never going to change.
Interesting thing about doctors, though, Sally and my grandson and I had a conversation about younger doctors, and you need to be careful because most of them now are getting their degrees using AI. So what do they really know?
Is that legal?
Well,
They're
they're going
trying
to have to do something about it.
They're trying to put legislation where watermarks have to be put on AI.
Oh, because they have to submit all sorts of written forms and things.
It's the younger ones, like the ones that are now studying in school, not the doctors today. They've
No, I
studied the
got you.
correct way, but when you think about it, it's a little scary because they can put a whole paper on AI, put in the key topics, and it'll write it for them. They're not necessarily taking in the
Like
information.
my grandson just graduated high school a year early, and now he's at Georgia Military Academy. He's going to be an officer in the Army by the time he's 19, and then a higher commission when he's 21 after he finishes 4 years. And he said he got through high school mostly using AI.
I didn't even know it existed until 2 months ago.
Can you imagine becoming the president of this country and they ask him, okay, what do you think of? He says, hold on, let us ask AI.
Yes, it punches in his computer.
Do you see Trump's
very scary.
ratings?
They're through the roof.
Through the roof. The
The
man's
more they throw
indicted
him-
73 times or 74. And
They're just indicting him again tomorrow. They're going to keep indicting him. Can you vote for somebody in jail? Does that mean-
he's not in jail, though.
No, I believe I saw that he said that if he gets convicted, he'll end his presidential campaign.
He said that?
I believe I saw that.
I've yet to see that. He said that the only reason that they're after everybody else and he's in the way. That's why they attack him.
But look, his ratings are through the roof. It just goes to
Well,
show
what do you got besides him? DeSantis?
But see, when I first met you, you said to me, or your partner said to me, doesn't matter what they say about you, as long as they're talking about you.
Yeah,
And
but
he
there's
is
a
kind
fine
of the
line.
proof of the pudding, because there's going to be people that want to jump onto that hype of him.
There's a fine line, though. He's going to be the owner of this country again, and it can be very dangerous.
Could be.
I feel very sorry
could
for
be.
young people like Elisa and Grace and people like that because the future of our nation is bleak. And, Sally and I being towards the end of our lives, we'll never see it get fixed. Hopefully in their lifetimes they will see this country.
Well, you know something, Steve, with all due respect, I refuse to accept that. I think the country is going to go well. I think that somebody's come out of the ashes, somebody's going to change, somebody's got to happen.
One can only hope.
No, I'm not even going to hope. I know a person is there. Come on out, come on up. There's a few females out there. After seeing Barbie,
There you go.
why not?
There you go.
I think that we have to fix the broken that we have, and we start. You notice that we give more visualization towards Trump being indicted than we do about the person that we should be voting for. Shouldn't we be finding a candidate that can run the country?
We absolutely should.
But we're not doing that. We're so consumed by, is he being indicted again? What's the charge this time? He was in a thing in Pennsylvania. And he had all these people saying, yeah, it's a bunch of malarkey. You know, they're going after him. They're going, man, don't you know this is your life? This is your kid's life. This is their kid's life. Take it a little bit more seriously. Let's find somebody. If you don't like Biden, okay. Let's find somebody. Why is it everything got to be political?
You know, then there are the fanatics. I mean, I saw a woman being interviewed after one of those events over the weekend who said, there's God, and then there's Trump.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. To place him in that kind of level. It's just gotten to the point of being ridiculous. You know, I was making fun of Make a Hole, and I did it on purpose. I did it on purpose because people are going to remember this show more about Make a Hole than anything else.
So I want to ask Royce, because she keeps putting her mic up. What do you think about marketing and social media?
I think it's important these days, and targeting for true people is important.
Let's put your mic closer.
If you don't target to true people, you want the targeting, you cannot reach that people, and you cannot reach more people. Like for Barbie, they did targets for children, but they also did for adults. Most of the people I saw when I go to the movie, it's like adults being like a child. They're having their dresses and things like that.
Their inner child, yes.
But Barbie is a cartoon thing most of the time, but I saw like because they target the people well, they make it like more adult thing, and with adults they are taking their children also, so they have more people.
But do you agree with what the movie is trying to say? There are two worlds. There's the Barbie world, and then there's the real world. And they used the word real. I didn't. They used the word real. Do you agree with those two principles? Because they're saying this is a man-led discussion, Mattel, they made fun of all that. And then you have the Barbie world, where women control everything. Do you agree with that assessment on a movie theater?
Somehow, I agree with the part that women should have a thing to say, but I don't agree that all the women would rule the world. Like, they have to be equal, but women can tell what they want to say. Like, it's not men's world, it's not women's world. They should be equal.
That's fair.
It's the world, right? It's not man's world, it's not woman's world, it's the world. And it's true. And I for one, didn't like the aspect. And you know something? How can I argue the fact when the Kens fight against one another? Let's do what men do. Let them do what they do and they'll destroy themselves. That is such a sad fact. But it's still a fact. But what I didn't like is how I went outside the movie theater and I saw a young girl about their age, and she was crying hysterically about that was her life on the screen. I said, what? So I was learning a lesson. Because it's impression, right? It's what you see. It's not what I understand. It's what they understand. And the movie made him, Josh, cry. Josh was crying. So I thought it was kind of sad, because sometimes reality can be sad. Harsh truths can be sad. You know, Sally, sometimes you have to tell somebody the truth, and sometimes the truth, it can be sad.
It can. I try to do, I believe that if I get a message for someone, I need to tell them, but there is a way also to tell them. I mean, you're not going to come out and say something, you have 2 days left or something, but it's waking people up, you know, a little bit to the reality. And what's interesting, that Barbie and Oppenheimer come out at the same time. They're different, completely different movies, but they both have a strong, as far as I see it, a strong message. And it's very interesting that they put those two, it's to do with the world. Both of them are I don't know what, only from what you've been talking about, Barbie.
Wait till you see it.
Didn't want to, but I am really interested in going to see it now. Absolutely.
You should,
yes,
just as a matter of conversation with Steve, because he and you and I think are going to have two different.
I'd like to see it.
Are you having a change of perspective now after talking to the crew all day about it?
Yeah, no, don't get me wrong. I didn't like it, not because it was a good or a bad movie. I didn't like it because I saw that girl. And if she was my daughter, and she was crying hysterically like that, and she was saying some of the things, and I don't know the girl. I don't know her from Adam. It bothers me. It bothers me exactly what Steve said. That you can only hope that this country turns, hope that you could turn this. To me, this is the greatest country in the world. It will always be to my grave. It gave my parents an opportunity to live. I can't see it any other way. And to see them get affected over a movie, that bothers me. Bothers me a lot. Not because it was right, wrong, or indifferent, but because maybe we got to realize that what we're doing doesn't work. Maybe it's time to be honest and say we got to fix the problem, not just put a Band-Aid on the problem.
Well, you know, in my travels and sitting in front of people, many of them try to engage me in political conversation. And, you know, I never talk politics, sex, religion, you know, with anyone I'm trying to sell. But when they try to do that, I say time out. I'll make one political statement, and no matter what side of the aisle you're on, you can't disagree with this. And that's, there are too many Democratic congressmen, too many Republican congressmen, and not enough U.S. congressmen.
I agree.
And
I agree 100%. 100%.
That ends the conversation.
Why can't we just be Americans? We can always disagree or agree to disagree is a better statement.
But we still have to keep our businesses going, right? We still have to, and through marketing, you can target betterment for mankind also. Look at all, and we're going to go to commercial, but look at all, this whole conversation went negative because why? We're watching on the news, the indictments.
But that's marketing.
That's what I'm saying. You're watching on the news, the new curriculum in our school systems. You're watching on the news all these negative things. That's the negative side of marketing, but that's bringing in the revenue in the commercials because people are watching that. So why not target our marketing for the positive, for the good of mankind, for the Barbies of the world?
Watch Barbie because she talks about how positive marketing doesn't work. Negative marketing does. Making fun of things and people, for some reason, that sells more because we watch it.
Let's take a commercial break. When we come back, more with our Marketing Monday. If you have a question for Sally, you can always give her a call here at 888-994.
Everybody's writing in.
4995. We've got to check those out. Studio A, and then her show's today at 2:30. So more to come in this conversation.
Coleen's getting on a plane. She had to spend the night in the movie at the airport.
We'll be right back.
Best of luck.
In
Making sure.
Marseille, France, Max Lazega creates whimsical and free-flowing interpretive art. His 40 years in the construction industry created the foundation for his craft. His unique work displays his view of the future with bold and playful combinations of materials and processes, but the methodology remains consistent. He fuses recycled materials and discarded building supplies into a fresh, well-executed approach. Lazega has lived in Miami, Florida most of his life, where he pursues his lifelong passion of creating industrial art. For more information, contact Max Lazega at artworkstudios.org or 786-326-8873.
Everybody wants cheap airfare, but where do you find it? You call Low Cost Airlines. They specialize in cheap flights, discount hotel rooms, cheap car rental rates, and with a best price guarantee. If you want the lowest prices on your airline tickets or other travel services, call now. That's right, call. That's the only way to get these rates. Experts are standing by 24/7 to get you the cheapest airfare and hotel rates available. So don't wait. Call now.
Todo Bello Balloons is a business that was born out of a passion for creating unique and beautiful balloon designs, including balloon bouquets, balloon arches, balloon columns, and more. We specialize in creating unique and beautiful balloon designs that bring your dreams into reality. We believe that balloons have the power to bring people together and create lasting memories, and we are honored to be part of that experience. Contact us and we will bring happiness to your celebrations with our balloons.
Artist Rosie Sherman paints her passions to share with everyone. Expressing herself through bold and vibrant colors, her suggestion and style are always in flux. Inspired by travels, nature, romance, and the human spirit, Rosie makes sure her depiction of women are strong and proud. Her landscapes illustrate the changing seasons in the diverse world that we live in. To find her artwork in the multiple medias you can purchase, visit rosiesherman.pixels.com.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
How did I get here? Hit me like a drug. It was just too much. I couldn't breathe when we touched. How did I get here? Like a fire lit me up. Yeah, you're making my skin burn. I can't get enough. Oh my God, I can see the signs. Oh my God, I wanna jump in blind. I can't get myself to stop. Really can't make this shit up. Come on, devour me up. I can't get myself to stop. 'Cause you're all I'm thinking of. Come on, devour me up. All I wanna do is have my way with you. Wanna do you wanna have my way with you. Wanna do you wanna have my way with you. Yeah. All I wanna do is have my way with you. Wanna do you wanna have my way with you. Wanna do you wanna have my way with you. You send me a photo, I'll send you one back. I can't help it, it's making me hot, hot. It's like you're touching me, gets me excited. I need you to come get me off, off. How did I get here? Like a fire lit me up. Yeah, you're making my skin burn. I can't get enough. Oh my God, I can see the signs. Oh my God, I wanna jump in blind. I can't get myself to stop. Really can't make this shit up. Come on, devour me up. I can't get myself to stop. 'Cause you're all I'm thinking of. Come on, devour me up. All I wanna do is have my way with you. Wanna do you wanna have my way with you. Wanna do you wanna have my way with you. Yeah. All I wanna do is have my way with you. Wanna do you wanna have my way with you. Wanna do you wanna have my way with you. Yeah. How did I get here? How did I get here? I can't get myself to stop. Really can't make this shit up. Come on, devour me up. I can't get myself to stop. 'Cause you're all I'm thinking of. Devour me up. All I wanna do is have my way with you. Wanna do you wanna have my way with you. Wanna do you wanna have my way with you. Yeah. All I wanna do is have my way with you. Wanna do you wanna have my way with you. Wanna do you wanna have my way with you. Yeah. All I wanna do is have my way with you. Wanna do you wanna have my way with you. Wanna do you wanna have my way with you. Yeah. All I wanna do is have my way with you. Wanna do you wanna have my way with you.
100%.
And we're back, and that is courtesy of Kendra, who sent us that from
Friday was her launch of it.
Her launch of it as well. So Facebook, don't get crazy. Sony Records, don't get crazy. She sent it to us to play it, and if you do send it, I'm gonna have to put in a, what is that called?
Complaint.
A complaint saying that we
Or
do have
dispute, right.
A dispute that we have the right to play it. But that's an interesting concept. That song is fantastic by Kendra.
Yeah. I saw it on Friday, and it makes me think to the whole Barbie theme of women empowerment, because when Barbie was first created, we talked about this on the morning show, the woman's job traditionally in 1959, right? You stayed home, you had no voice, you raised your children, you took care of your spouse. Whether you did it or you didn't, that was the feel that was put out on the media of what it was. Now fast forward to what Barbie is now. Women have a voice, women can be anything they want to be, and this video, it used to be men controlled what they wanted in the bedroom and all of that. And this is, I'm going to have my way with you if I want to. If I don't want to, it's up to me. Right. So it becomes her choice. So it's this whole shift on women's voices. I think it's...
She should have held the Barbie doll.
I think it's like an interesting parallel, but that's got to be the pulse of what's going on right now.
It is. And there is change among what we're all doing right now. No matter who you are, you're going to be affected by change. And there it is. The question is, the clever people get to do it cleverly, and other people get to do it not too cleverly.
It's interesting, Sally, in the 60s and 70s, well, 70s was transitioning to women working.
Right.
But you always worked because you had young children, right?
Well, I had I was 19 when I had my 19 and 20, but it was accepted that you just at that point stayed home. But I was always a little bit of a rebel. So.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking about you, and you didn't stay home. You were always working.
Well, yes and yes, because I worked for my father in his business, so I'd work weekends. But yeah, later on, absolutely.
So let me ask a question. Nobody throw your shoes at me. When a woman is a rebel, does it mess up the way of thinking?
Well, I'm going to say out of the box. It sounds a little bit better than a rebel.
Well, you could call it out of the box. I'm going to call it rebel because it is
I
what it
didn't
is.
conform necessarily to what was going on, because in my mind, when I think back, but I've changed
You
a
were a
lot
rebel.
over the years.
That's okay. You
I
could
was,
be a
but I
rebel.
never told anybody, so they didn't
There's
know.
nothing wrong with that. There's a lot of rebels
She was
in
a
here.
quiet rebel.
I was a very quiet rebel,
There's
but
no
I
such
did it
thing.
my way.
It's like saying you were a quiet firecracker.
Yes.
A firecracker explodes and makes
Yeah,
noise.
I married at 19, had 2 children by the time I was 21.
You really a rebel.
And then got divorced when it really wasn't that accepted, I guess.
So does it change the program about, like you said, Barbie used to take care of their family. Does it change when you have a rebel among the mix?
Well, I think it brings other things to the surface. This is what's coming to me, because there is, in every particular, as you reach a certain age, if you're in that group, you think, well, you have to do this at this age, and then you have to do that at that age. But it takes people, and I'm going to include myself in that maybe, to change that. It doesn't have to be that way. We're all individuals. We all have different feelings and different needs, but we need to voice that. And every generation has something different.
Are you still a rebel?
My husband's sitting here.
I don't know. She talks to aliens and we're doing UFOs.
I decline to answer on grounds that
he
it might
married you.
incriminate me.
He knows what you are.
Yes,
don't
I
have
still
to,
am. Yes, I am.
Shield me from anything.
I
you
am
want.
still a rebel. My way of thinking, I'm getting older, so I've come down.
Well, maybe you're more conservative than that.
I'm
but
more
You're still a rebel.
Well,
you ladies.
yes, because I came out with, like 18 years ago, I wrote a book that I was traveling to different planets. Well, I mean, you know, I was open
Is
to
that
a lot
being
of
a rebel,
criticism.
or
Who
is
did that 18 years ago?
No, but I needed
Nobody.
to talk about, yes, because I wasn't conforming to what people say that life should be or the way that you should live life. I'm
Right.
saying, well, I've traveled to different planets. I mean, you know.
You know, unfortunately, in this country, in the world, there's a huge faction of men who still see women as second-class citizens and probably always will, and that's a problem.
It is a problem. But the question here is that when a woman stands up for herself and says, you know, you can look at me however you want, but that doesn't mean that that's who I am. Like it or not.
Yeah.
You're a rebel. How comfortable are you? I'm going to call you the guilty rebel because you don't like people saying that you're a rebel. It bothers you.
I don't think I'm a rebel. No, I just think I have a voice.
She's a gypsy.
No, that too.
Gypsies aren't rebels? What are they?
they're just free thinkers. I'm not a
Right.
rebel. I'm a free thinker.
A free thinker is a good word.
That's right.
And the thing is, I've always been a free thinker, but everyone put me in this box until you can't. It's like a boiling pot. You can only keep the lid on so long.
Oh, you
until-
haven't seen the movie Barbie?
No.
Oh, okay.
Until it explodes, the top comes off, the volcano erupts. You can't keep it boiling only for so long.
Watch the movie. They talk about that.
But I think a free
so it
thinker
makes
is
sense.
nicer than a rebel. I think I'm going to call myself a free thinker, not a rebel, as you are.
Do you remember the Patty Hearst incident? Remember
I
the
don't.
Patty Hearst?
Yes.
That they caught her in California and they robbed the bank. And she had a weapon. And they took pictures of her finger was not on the gun. It was on holding the weapon. And they said she was a rebel holding the gun. And they wanted to throw her in jail for helping steal the
Oh.
breaking news.
Paul Rubens, Pee Wee Herman. Wow.
Pee Wee Herman?
Passed at 70 years old.
Oh, oh.
Pee Wee Herman died.
Poor Pee Wee.
Wow. May you rest
He
in peace.
had colorful history. Pee
And a
Wee
cult
Herman.
following.
Yeah.
Wow. It's sad.
I'm gonna tell you, there's gonna be a lot of deaths. But anyway, the Patty Hearst thing, right? She was holding on to the gun, and everybody tried to make her out to be a rebel, because in the 60s and 70s, they were hippies,
Right.
long hair, they didn't bathe too much. There was all this love.
You know, the word that comes to my mind is nonconformist. And I used to say that even as a child. I didn't know what that really meant. But I guess getting messages, I always used to say I'm a nonconformist. A lot of what was going on, which we could call a rebel, we could call it many things, but it's out of the box, right?
But does it bother you if somebody calls you a rebel as opposed to a nonconformist?
I don't care because I've been called a few things with what I do. So at this point, it just goes up there.
I don't think it's being I'm not a nonconformist. I just have my
You?
own ideas.
Well, that's what a nonconformist
Well,
is.
Why? Because I
it's
don't
kind
agree
of
with
you
everybody.
Because you
don't
don't
necessarily
conform.
conform, but you do in your way, Dawn, which
Yeah.
is a little bit of free thinking. It's a little bit of a lot of different things, which is a good thing. I would never criticize what you do. I think it's amazing because I see myself there too.
Not me. I would say that you are a die-hard rebel.
What about me makes you think I'm a rebel?
Because what you show and what you know are two different things. And I know the know,
Yeah, you know
as
the other
opposed
side.
to the show. I gotta tell you, Arizona from that's in the other room, I see her as a gypsy hippie. Not that she is or isn't, but this is what when I see her, that's what I see.
She's a free spirit.
A free spirit. I see Arizona here, Amazon here, as she's a conformist. I see her working, but then I find out that she's not she's a little bit of a rebel too. She's a
You know
quiet
what I
rebel.
think, and I haven't seen Barbie, I don't know if they talk about this or not. On the outside, women as a whole, where we try to be what we're supposed to be. Maybe this is the Barbie thing. We're supposed to look a certain way, act a certain way, be in grace all the time, be kind and compassionate, and carry yourself like a lady.
Who had the Barbie with the TV on her back?
Arizona.
Arizona. She had that. They showed all the failed Barbies in the movie, the ones that did not work because they did not conform. Right? They show those, and they talk about that. I gotta tell you, the movie was made very, very nice.
But then there's the inner side of women that you try to deliver your message while still keeping what you look like on the outside. So it's a tough.
Well, I'm gonna give you. They had one Barbie that didn't work. Was that you raised her arm, and what happened? Her breast
Really?
came up.
What, they grew?
They came out.
That's weird.
It's true. Look it up.
Was that your
Was it
favorite
puberty
one?
Barbie?
Puberty Barbie.
Was that your favorite one?
No, I didn't know it existed. I would have
didn't know
bought
that
it.
existed.
Absolutely. I would have had her like this.
I didn't
and
even
just
know
put
that
her in the
existed.
box.
Wow. Like the Bionic Woman.
Yeah, bionic woman.
But it's a lot. There's a lot to women that don't meet the eye.
I just find it amazing. They went through all the ones that failed. And then they had the ugly Barbie, which I'm sure everybody had an ugly Barbie. You know the ugly Barbie? You take the scissors and you cut her hair and you make her up with magic
makeup
marker.
Barbie, yeah, it's just the head, just the bust.
No, because you're upset at something in life and you take a Barbie and they make up the messed up Barbie.
Well, no, I remember that there was a makeup Barbie head. It was just like the bust of Barbie. I think it was right. You could cut her hair and put makeup on. Yeah, it was just from here up.
This is messed up Barbie. Every woman, every girl had a messed up Barbie.
Barbie you played too hard with. Isn't that like from Toy Story? Wasn't there like a messed up Barbie?
I have to watch this movie with you next to me, so you can tell me the right
She
words.
can analyze it for you.
My sister had Barbies. Is that a thing?
Ken.
That messed up Barbie?
Do they introduce Ken at all?
Yeah, they do. Okay.
And she was like disproportionate, like she was always in a split or missing this or missing that. Was the messed up Barbie.
How did she treat Ken?
Oh, I haven't watched the whole movie yet, but I think
Well,
it's
maybe
like
we
a.
shouldn't-
She didn't like Ken.
She didn't. I thought it was her boy, but I don't know too
No,
much.
you
I was
see, the whole
already grown
movie
when
is that
Barbie
there is
existed.
no Ken without Barbie, and he resented the fact.
Okay.
Ken was
So-
only there because Barbie existed. They created a Ken.
I have to watch this
So
movie.
she liked
by
the
the way.
different Ken, the gigolo Ken. She liked that Ken.
Okay.
Yeah, she liked the guy with the hair.
We've got to see
Or
it.
pretending.
Oh, going to see a movie with her. Now I really got to go see the movie and see about
You
your
gotta take
take
her
on
with
it.
you.
I'm going to take
Yeah,
her
take her
with me.
She could explain the movie. I gotta tell you, I never had a Ken. I had a G.I. Joe doll with the Kung Fu grip. Remember that? That's what I had. This Ken stuff and
Bionic Man doll, we looked through his eye. He had the glass eye.
the hole in his head.
I was mostly baseball cards.
I had that too. Remember we used to flip the colors on that? I used to do that too.
But I think it's different for women. I want to ask Royce, in Turkey, are men and women treated similar to U.S. or is it different culturally?
Some places it's different, but not in the cities I live in. It's treated equal, but in villages it's not.
It's different in
same.
villages.
It's different.
Yeah, because your mom's a dentist and your dad had a business.
Yeah,
Totally equal.
they're equal. If you're in big city, you're equal.
In a
If
big
you're,
city.
Living in village, you're not equal.
Interesting.
It depends on where you are.
It depends on where you live. What you got?
Denise Marsh. Barbie has a character starting all what you are saying, Dawn. The contradictions for women. Yes, Dawn, she had the Barbie head too. And Ken was an accessory.
If you buy this Barbie, you can get Ken as an accessory. Here's a promo.
But
We
that
can
was-
do that as a promo. If you watch the cafe, you can get, I don't know, Freddie's your accessory.
I'm going to tell you, that's why Ken was resentful. Because if there was no Barbie, there'd be no Ken.
Interesting. Denise is starting her show, Gypsy Soul, actually, talking about gypsies. This Thursday at 5:30 is the pilot, the first episode of Gypsy Soul with Denise Marsh.
You should bring in the belly dancers. Do you think a belly dancer is, what's the word? Nonconformist?
Yes.
A rebel?
I
And a
guess
gypsy?
the nonconformist really has another. As I'm sitting here, I'm thinking about it. A conformist? What is that? It's somebody that goes with the groups,
flow.
The mainstream.
flows with what's going. But what's to say that everybody, once they start following each other, is the way to go? This was just coming to me. So a nonconformist is the other side of that, right? That's giving a different opinion on what everybody thinks is correct. So we need nonconformists.
So maybe we change. The nonconformists become the mainstream.
That's
and then
right.
it's like when I used to teach. Did you know I was a teacher?
I heard.
So we used to bring in our special needs kids into the regular classroom. It's called mainstreaming, right? To make them all part of the main school. But now schools are mostly inclusive, which means everybody is now within the non-conforming, but that becomes the conforming.
Right.
Versus the standalone schools that used to be are the outliers.
It's basically a different point of view. That's
Right.
what it really is.
You know,
You know,
it-
you have to have that, which I always talk about violence, but you need that, right?
You know, in
Sorry.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
You know, in entertainment, it started, with nonconformity with Lenny Bruce, and when then it went to Joan Baez and Jane Fonda and people like that, and things continually change and more nonconformity becomes the norm.
Anyone seen Mrs. Maisel?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we watched
Have you guys seen it?
Yeah.
I'm watching it now. I love that show. I'm obsessed with it.
But you think non-conforming, they say it's loosely based off of Joan Rivers. What it was like to be a woman in the end made me think with Lenny Bruce.
With Lenny
Yeah.
Bruce.
For a woman to break into the comedy industry in New York in what, the 60s, I guess it was?
Yeah, late 50s, early 60s.
Well, what about, you brought up Jane Fonda. You guys know who Jane Fonda is?
So, yeah.
So you have to learn history in order to move forward. You got to learn about those that went to war to give
The
women.
women that fought for our rights, right? Look at Anita Bryant. All these great women that,
You got to know them.
Billie Jean King.
That's right. You got to know these women because these women are the ones that went through all the trials and tribulations, and they got laughed at, and they got spit at, and they got nonconformists, and they will call them communists. They do everything they can to stop them from growth.
Right, Gloria Steinem, all these women that came forward to give women rights, to give them the platform to push, and now look, now they're taking our rights away.
And then there are the people who still, disregard the great things that these women have done and the disrespect that happened. Sally and I just saw a bumper sticker as we came out of the movies. It said, "Get rid of Joe and the hoe in 24."
Ooh, wow.
You
That's
know,
harsh.
What kind of respect is that teaching the kids
That's
of
just
today?
harsh.
I said, do not honk, do not know do anything, because today you don't know what's inside that car. You know?
Wow, that's scary. But I think as we change the mainstream, that becomes more of the conformity, and then the other becomes the non-conforming. So we can switch the script
But
with the right
free
marketing.
speech, though, Dawn, is really good because we were talking about that in London. They have a place called Speaker's Corner by Hyde Park, and people, I don't know how prevalent it is today, how many people go there, but years ago, anyone could stand up on a platform in the center of London and explain and talk about what they believed in. Well, some people said we shouldn't do that, but that's free speech. You're entitled to it. You don't have to listen. You can walk away, but it gets whatever that subject going, right, into other people, goes into your psyche, goes into your home. You need to discuss
We
these
have a
things.
place like that in New York City. It's called Washington Square Park, under the arch. There's a big arch that looks like France, and underneath there they had a box, and you used to go there, and everything was there, from everything good to everything bad.
Exactly. They call it Speaker's Corner in London. actually.
Royce, what do you think? I'm sorry.
I will say that the marketing goes with popularity. If something
yeah.
is popular, then it's marketable. Like if somebody, let's say a singer, use any brand of like watch or something, we want to have that watch also because he has or she has the watch.
So I did that, and there's this famous singer, actress, dancer that markets this supplement. And I thought, well, if she markets it, I'm going to try it. So I bought it and I tried it.
You got sick.
I got so sick, I almost had to go to the emergency room. So what did I do? I did it again. But I took only half the dose, thinking I just took too many. And it happened again. Only to find out they tell me no one gets sick from this supplement. Then I found out the supplement was taken out of all Whole Foods because everyone who said they didn't get sick,
Got sick.
people are getting sick from it, but it's going unreported for whatever, because it's a supplement, it's an herb. So
No.
they take it all out of all Whole Foods
No.
and all these supplement products.
It's because somebody who said use it, they didn't want to blow her image, so but they had to do it. Not 'cause
So
they
this
wanted
one
to.
supplement's been taken out of, not the
Ouch.
one company, the herb itself has been taken out of all products. If you make a product with this herb, it is not allowed in Whole Foods.
It's funny because if you market correctly and it catches fire, then all of a sudden, if it's dangerous to the public health, to put a break on it is hard. Especially if it's bringing in all of these people buying it over and over again. And you got to put a break on it.
You heard it here first. I got sick, see?
And I tell you to stop taking it.
I took it twice, but see, we're all marketing. So how would you title today's show, or what would you pull out of today's show for marketing?
Maybe since Royce was talking about how it wasn't Turkey, we could say something about like marketing on different like areas of the world. or something like that.
Geographic marketing
Yeah.
or across the globe, something like that. Or
What do you think, Kennedy? How would you label today's show? See, I would think something totally different.
Take the mic. That's interesting. Let the marketing concept change your perspective. You know, it's interesting because there's no such thing as wrong marketing. There's just marketing, and then there isn't. Sometimes good, better, and different. Why is it that the Super Bowl, everyone watches the Super Bowl not because of the teams, but because of the commercials? On a whole, some people like me, I love the game. But others love the fact that they're going to come out with all their brand new commercials. Why is that?
See, for me, I'm commercials and the halftime show. Like, I want to know.
You don't care about the game.
Sally, how would your
Actually, I'm glad that you
guide
asked me because
do that?
I'm originally from London in England. And when I first came over here, when I was watching the commercials, and it's really stuck in my mind for a long time, they may have changed it now, were so different to how they marketed in London, in England, well, not necessarily London, in England, the commercials. The one thing that I really, to me, I couldn't believe it. When you marketed a product in England on the TV, you never ever said, don't buy the other item because it doesn't stand up to ours. When I came over here, no matter what it was, let's say Tide or whatever the commercial was, they're saying we are, I don't know if they still do it, but we are better than, and they actually mention the other product. Now that would not, I'm sure I'm correct, that would not have gone in England. They wouldn't have allowed that.
They're not supposed to do that.
No, but they did it over here. I don't know if they still do it, but they did when I first came, and I
They're
remember
facing a
saying,
lawsuit.
how are they getting away with that?
No, they're
It's not
facing a
right.
lawsuit. You shouldn't.
So you see the marketing, though, the point, I think, is that it's different in different countries, right?
Yes, everything has a different take. That's why Facebook was
Right.
charged $1 billion penalty in London, and they got away with the nonsense
Over here, yes. So that even though we speak the same language, and I've been here longer than I was in England today, but there is a difference. It's not just with that; it's with a lot of different things. Yeah, I'm different, Steve. But I'm learning America. I become Americanized.
Well, you know, and marketing does have its place. You need it. You got to be smart at it. Why isn't it the commercials that they play on the Super Bowl? Why isn't every commercial that we have today that clever? It's like, I'm not going to be clever, you know, just buy the damn car. But in the Super Bowl, they have a guy jumping out of a window, landing in the car like Superman.
You guys ever see the Colgate commercial? And now here's Hannah Montoya for Colgate. They have not changed this commercial. I can't even tell you how many months or years. And for whatever reason, Colgate has not changed this commercial that airs on NBC. And I'm like, does Hannah Montoya even exist? It's this little girl that stands up in elementary school and she goes to talk to the whole school for whatever it is. And it's about Colgate. But why some companies never change their marketing, and then why others, like this company you want to go to, I didn't even know their headquarters was here, change it all the time.
Well, some people, they're trying to get an identity, and some people will stick with got them there and continue to blow it up.
But for me, I got Hannah Montoya in my head
I
more
like,
than
I like the Noxzema
Colgate.
commercial with Joe Namath. And I can't, it's
Did
not
he
Cheryl
put on like
Teague.
pantyhose or something?
No, no,
Oh, he
the
rubbed
shaving.
it on his leg.
What was the shaving commercial with Joe Namath? It wasn't Cheryl
Noxzema, I
Teague.
think.
Huh?
Noxzema
Who was the
shaving?
girl?
Yeah. Who was the girl? The blonde.
Cheryl Teagues?
No, I thought it was Cheryl Teagues too. It wasn't.
Farrah Fawcett?
Farrah Fawcett. Farrah Fawcett. Thank you, Lord. You sent me, Steve.
Ask him, you have
That's
an answer,
been
he knows
bothering me
everybody's name.
forever. Farrah Fawcett.
She was beautiful.
And Joe Namath. And she would put the cream on her hair. They should play that. That's all you needed. You need nothing more.
See that?
Shaving can be sexy.
Ooh, on that note, shall we wrap this up?
Dig a hole.
There's the end of your marketing. Shaving can be sexy.
Dig a
That's
hole.
all I can tell you. Dig a hole. All right, have a great afternoon, everyone. Tune in to Call Me Zena with Sally Bernard coming to you at 2:30, and we'll see you tomorrow, 9 a.m. drive time.
And don't be late.
Bye-bye.
Well, that's about it for today. Even though the show's over, the Brooklyn Cafe is always open for business. You're invited to join the fun every day from 12 to 2. If you missed some of the laughs from today, Dawn and Freddie S. will bring you more good cheer next time. You can follow the Brooklyn Cafe on Facebook at the Brooklyn Cafe TV to rewatch every minute of the show. We'll see you next time.